Hey guys, it's Jessica and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to show you how I go about making some traditional trifold cards with the new Art Impressions Pasture Circlet. So to get started, I'm going to show you a little bit of what comes in each stamp set. You have the two different dies and then you get 3 of the circle stamps. And then on the back of your little card insert for the packaging, there is some instructions. And these are what I'm going to be following today. First, I cut a piece of 8.5 by 11 Neenah 110 pound cardstock down just right in half, so it's 4.5 by 11. Then I'm going to score these. And I'm using the Martha Stewart scoreboard. It's a little one. And you're just going to score these twice. So you're going to split this card into 3s. And you're going to score at the 3 5/8 section. To score the other side, I just flip the cardstock around and then score it at the same mark. And then I'm going to take the little bone folder. This is just the one that comes with the scoreboard. And I'm going to crease down those score lines. Now I have my travel stamp platform and I'm going to grab the first circlet stamp. And you can see which one is first by the packaging. This is the little fence part. And I'm going to not necessarily center this. It's going to be a little higher than center, because these cards do measure 4.5 by 3 5/8. It's kind of an odd size, but they do still fit in an A2 envelope. And for this, I'm going to be using my Gina AMALGAM ink. And I'm going to stamp this a couple times. It is a brand new stamp. So now I can take the first die. This is the one that has the fence shape on it to match up with that fence stamp that I just stamped. And I'm going to secure it down with some washi tape. It does cut out all those little bits in between the fences and everything. And I just used a Tim Holtz pick to kind of pop those out real quick. So I fold the card back over and draw the circle onto the second layer. And then I can take that second stamp with the horses, as seen on the packaging. And I get right over the top for this one because I'm trying to line up that pencil mark with the stamp at the very top of that stamp. And my pencil mark is really light. You probably can't even see it in the video, but it is there and you can see that pencil mark just barely through the stamp. So I'm going to go back and grab my stamp platform and stamp this using the same ink. I also stamped this one a couple times to get a really nice black impression. So once that was done, you can kind of see here what we're going for. We're going to do the same thing with the horse die. This is the second die in the set. And I'm just going to line that up with that pencil mark again, tape it down with some washi tape, run it through my Big Shot, and then I can pop out that negative piece. And you can see just how well these stamps and dies line up. So the third circle stamp is the last one, and this one has a cute little barn in the back and then the sentiment that goes all the way around the circle, which I think is a really fun detail. So I have folded the first part of the trifold underneath this middle part, and because I had already used the die on the front part, I did have some troubles actually getting a nice clear impression from the stamp, just because of that bit of difference between where the die had cut out part of the fence and then the rest of the paper. So it left like this weird gap. My resolution for this was actually really simple, and it was just to take a piece of fun foam. I have some white fun foam, and I took that and I laid it between the two layers. And that way my stamp has something to push up against besides that die cut cardstock piece. I did swap my lid over to the rubber side instead of the clear because I was using the fun foam. I don't know if you really need to do that, but it did work for me. So now I'm going to start coloring. You can see that I kind of already started coloring a little bit with the road there. I just used E74 and a couple of the lower warm gray colors, probably the W1 and W3. And I did these a couple different ways. I went in with just green. This one I really liked because I added a bit of that yellow to, I don't know, it kind of looks like summer's on its way, you know, where the grass starts to yellow a little bit. I'm dreaming of summer and it's snowing outside. For the barn, I already knew right off the bat I wanted a large red barn. I love red barns, I think. I don't know, they're just iconic, I think. So I colored mine red, plus red's my favorite color. I'm going to make all the trees and everything in the background just really green. So I'm just kind of following the lines of the stamp and just deepening all those areas. On the packaging of Art Impressions stamps, they always have these really beautiful colored images, and I think it's fantastic that they do this because it gives you kind of a guideline on how to color it. You don't have to color exactly the way that they did. They also give you ideas on how to color in the shadows. So all of their stamp images are colored in, but they also have like small little shadows in places or the highlights. I just think that's really helpful. It's a great tool to kind of teach yourself on how to and where to color in those shadows. So I have a couple different examples to show you here. This first one is one that I had colored with the green and yellow, kind of a grassy area. I stamped the image onto a piece of Simon Says Stamp SLATE cardstock, and I used clear ink for this and then heat embossed it with white embossing powder. And then I had used one of their circle dies, the stitch circle dies, and die cut out the center area. But I like the way that this one looks with that embossed sentiment all the way around. This one I kind of mixed up the coloring a little bit and tried to add in some long grass in the background of the horses. I glued the second fold onto the middle area. That way it was more of a traditional card style, so you had that dimension on the inside also. I did the same for this third card. I used a Kindred Stamps zebra stencil and Distress Oxide ink in black soot and just ink blended over the top to get those really fun black and white stripes. For the fourth one, I used the Art Impressions circle dies again to make this ring around the image. And I had used some stick-it adhesive with that paper, and I added gilding flakes to it to get a really pretty copper metal finish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like these Circlet stamps and dies from Art Impressions, and let me know in the comments if you have ever made one of these before or what your thoughts on it are. They do kind of have a higher price point, but they are pretty impactful, and I think they can be used in a multitude of different kinds of ways. And I do have a giveaway going on over on my Instagram if you'd like to join in on that. You can find the link for my Instagram down below, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Meh, meh.